Are you dying to get in the best shape of your life, but you don't know where to start? You know you want to drop a few pounds. You know you want to get your energy up. And you definitely want to look good and feel good while you're out here making moves in your career, your business, and in your personal life. Well, in this episode, I got you covered because I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to get you in the best shape of your life. What's good, everybody? Welcome to Holistically Speaking, formerly known as the Healthy Deposits Podcast, where we break down the holistic connection between your brain, your body, and your business. We're only 2 episodes in, and we already making changes and improvement. I did a recent survey on my Instagram because that's where I get the most traction, that's where I have the most followers, and that's where I get the most engagement. And this week I was doing some creative work, batching some content ideas, working on ways to improve my programs, some of my pitches, working on my network, and working on the Good Part and Company Cafe. I was in a real creative zone, and it just hit me as I was typing something, like working on my signature language, and I was like, well, holistically speaking, and I was like, yo, that sounded like a dope name for an actual show. I was like, wait, I got a show. I already got a podcast. Maybe I should change the podcast because I'm all for building it as you flying, right? You got to figure things out. You got to make the changes as we go. And this whole thing is about improving that connection, right? Improving the connection between your mind, your body, and your business. I'm improving my mind, improving my creativity. So I came up with that name. I put it out on a poll on Instagram. 91% of the votes were for Holistically Speaking. Some people still like Healthy Deposits. Healthy Deposits is a part of a tagline that I use, and it's also incorporated in some other products that I work in and work with. But holistically speaking, that's the one. That name hit. I love it. It's something that I say in my writing, and I'm going to start incorporating it in what we talk about in the podcast. So, welcome to episode 2. Welcome to the second episode of this podcast, episode 1 of what is now known as Holistically Speaking. For those that don't know, I'm Quintel, holistic nutritionist, stretch coach, and entrepreneur, founder of Good Part and Company, plant-based health cafe and juice bar located in Baltimore, Maryland at Johns Hopkins University. Before I opened Good Part and Company, I got certified as a holistic nutritionist so I could learn a lot more about the benefits of plant-based food, how to use food as medicine, and then incorporate that into my menu. Because you definitely don't have to be certified in anything just to open a juice or a smoothie bar, right? But I wanted that extra knowledge, that background to give me the confidence I needed to really engage with my customers, really build out what I would feel like is the best menu to solve the problems of the people around the way where I was, right? In the community and the neighborhoods that I was going to be serving. So that is my story into holistic nutrition. And so that also gave me the certification to go and do nutritional counseling and health coaching. And so over the last 5 years, I've been dibbling, dabbling, stepping in here and there. But over the last year to 18 months, I've been turning it up. And I've noticed working with different clients, different prospects, and getting a lot of feedback on more personal health improvement, that everybody has their own version of what healthy looks like for them, what peak performance looks like for them. And then when it comes to guys, it's a whole different thing because roughly they want the same thing, but they go through different trials, different types of challenges, and so they need different types of protocols, right, to really tap into the level of performance that they want. And I'm a bit intrinsically motivated. And if you're even a little bit intrinsically motivated, then you know you can get on the internet and find anything you want. So as I've been incorporating ChatGPT and different types of AI into Good Part and Company, I started to do the same thing in my coaching and my counseling, more so to build out the infrastructure of the business, because a lot of things I may know or prescribe, but also AI gives things, it automates a lot of easy things, and it gives things good framework. It organizes things really well. And so I was like, you know what? I can use some of this information to actually help prescribe a whole program for my clients. And then it hit me. Everybody ain't gonna be my client, but everybody need some type of help. So I put together a whole prompt list, a conversation basically, to talk with ChatGPT and have it create the perfect plan and system to get you in the best shape of your life. Now, I can vouch for part of this plan because I actually used it for myself, for my training program, my personal training program, which you may or may not know. I'm always talking about kettlebells, yoga, stretching, and mobility, right? So I use ChatGPT to put that together for myself, and I see the benefits. I'm doing pretty good with it so far in this. I've been getting the benefits that I've been looking for, right? And so I was like, let me add on to this. Let me figure this joint out. And in this episode, I'm going to do a tutorial and I'm going to walk you through all of the prompts and show you how you can use ChatGPT to help you get in the best shape of your life. So let's check it out. Now, the way I broke these prompts down is that I basically put together the outline of how I would build out a plan for one of my clients. So first, we establish the client's goals, where they are. That's the first thing I typically do, right? The next thing I do is start to work on a tailored fitness plan because, like I always say, everything is downstream from a good workout routine, okay? So I put together the fitness plan, and then I integrate the nutrition and diet because nutrition supports performance on all levels. Now, if we change your performance levels, right, because you're turning it up, you're working out more, you're moving more, you're burning more energy, you're burning more calories, you need to make gains, you need more proteins, you need more healthy fats, all those things, right? So now I know how much you're moving, I know how much energy you're using, I know how you're using your body because I gave you the plan. I'm going to give you the nutrition plan and the diet to support that. Then after that, we got to monitor the progress because what you track improves, and what you track and report improves exponentially. So that goes back to the Hawthorne effect. Just by having somebody watch you do it, you will improve. And so you need to have progress. So you got to monitor progress. Now, I ain't going to be there with you all the time, but you can use ChatGPT to give you a way to monitor your progress. So I thought about all these things. Like, this is legit how I'll put together a plan for one of my clients. And so I'm giving it all to you, and you can just feed it into ChatGPT and be like, boom, I just coached myself into the best shape of my life. Now, this is where I was thinking, well, let's just say I did have a personal trainer or I had a health coach. What else would they do? The reason why I would have one is once we get past the plans and all that jazz, I really just need additional support. So I put in some prompts for additional support, and then also some prompts to help you maintain long-term health, because that's what we want, right? We want to improve our lifespan, right? Make our life longer, and then our health span where we have more life in the years that we have, more energy, more focus, more productivity. So let's get that was just a quick preface of how I came up with this, right? So I basically outlined the 6 main steps, and now I got prompts that we are going to use. If you know you want to improve your fitness and nutrition, you're already tech savvy, and you're familiar with using AI and ChatGPT, or even if you're not, but you want to improve those first 2 things with your fitness and nutrition, then you're in the right place, because you can download this fitness and nutrition prompt guide for free in the description. The link will be there for you. All you got to do is click it, download it, put the prompts in, especially if you don't want to keep rewinding through this episode. You can just go ahead, download the prompts, copy and paste, put them in, plug it in, play, and improve everything from your fitness routines to the nutrition that you use to support it, and also some long-term tips to make sure you maintain the high level of health. Now let's get back into this episode. Okay, so starting out, we want to tell ChatGPT what we want, where we are, what the ultimate goal is. So you say, hey, I want to get in the best shape of my life. Here's my current situation. And then you break it down for them. I don't really work out. I weigh 207 pounds. I eat an average diet, 3 meals a day with some snacks when I'm hungry. I eat out a couple times a week. I don't have any dietary restrictions. However, my blood pressure and my cholesterol are high per my last doctor's visit. So ChatGPT understand that average diet means you eat meat, you eat dairy, you eat all the things, right? And then also how that's impacting you with your blood pressure or your cholesterol. And this is your own personal plan, so you can be as descriptive as you want. Like, hey, I don't really eat red meat, but I do eat pork, or I don't eat pork and I do eat red meat. You can tell her how much red meat you eat in a week, or what type of veggies you don't like, and all those types of things, right, as we go along. But this is a good, quick overview. You definitely want to tell ChatGPT how much you weigh, right? And now you want to get into what your actual goals are. So my goal is to lose weight and get to 185 pounds. So that's about 20 pounds, right? But put on some muscle and improve the energy because you're often fatigued every day. So help me outline a plan, a 30-day plan to start working towards my goals. And then you ask it the first question, basically give it the first prompt, which are, what are some specific measurable fitness goals that I can aim for in the next 30 days? Let's see what ChatGPT got for us. So of course, ChatGPT is going to play cheerleader, hype you up a little bit, It's great that you're motivated to make positive changes, so on and so forth. We got to be realistic. So here's a 30-day plan. So it gives you, the good thing about this is it covers all the bases of fitness. So it gives you cardio, exercise, strength, and flexibility and mobility. All things that I would put into a personal plan for any of my clients, right? And then based on what they do and what they want to get to, we'll tweak it here and there. But this is overall good for anybody. Nutritional goals, it gives you that, but we're going to get more in depth into that to make it even better for your plan. So it talks about how you need to be in a caloric deficit, you need to eat a balanced diet, and meal timing. This is pretty general, kind of generic. That's why we got better prompts. That's why I provided better prompts to really tighten this up. And then it has some lifestyle goals and then ways to monitor and evaluate. So if you just put this in ChatGPT 3.5 is going to jump to all of these things. But we want to get more specific. So now the nutritional prompt I'm going to give it is to say, can you create a 30-day meal plan that aligns with my fitness goals, which they already know, ChatGPT already knows, and it adheres to the nutritional guidelines you provided. So now ChatGPT is going to follow its own instructions and give you an outline for that. And then I gave it something more precise where I say include options for healthy seafood and less red meat. All right, great. So ChatGPT gave us a 7-day meal plan, and then at the end it told us to repeat the cycle for the remaining days of the month. Feel free to mix and match based on your preferences. Adjust portion sizes as needed to stay mindful of your caloric intake. Additionally, ensure you stay hydrated and consider incorporating healthy snacks like fruits, nuts, and veggies if you feel hungry between meals. This is a solid 7-day meal plan. Now, we need 30 days, right? And we don't want to do the work. Like, the reason why we got you here, ChatGPT, is so that I ain't got to do it. I don't want to repeat it. So all you got to do is say, ChatGPT, this looks good. Give me meals for days 8 through 14, right? And it'll give you 7 more meals. And that's an easy way to work around it, to keep working through this so that you don't actually have to think about remixing these in your mind or when you get to the kitchen. When you're trying to progress towards a goal, let's say that, you want to automate as much as you can and prep as much as possible one time so that you can reduce the amount of decisions that you have to make. That's why a lot of people fall off when it comes to their health journey, because they got to figure out what to eat, where to get it from, so on and so forth. That's why it is helpful to have a personal trainer, a nutritionist, or somebody who can get all those things together for you. But we got ChatGPT. It's going to get it together for us anyway. I would say this is a pretty solid 7-day plan. And again, all you got to do is say, okay, give me the next 7 days, give me the next 7 days, give me the next 7 days. And now you're at 28 days, right? Basically 30 days. So let's just do that real quick so we can see what it's like. Okay, give me the next 7 days of meals. And just like that, we got meals 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And it gives you a backup note, or additional notes rather, about portion size, your energy needs, right? Because if you're working out, you're gonna be burning more calories. Calories are a measure of energy, not weight. Okay, remember that. So you're going to think about your energy needs now that you're working out. You're going to be burning more energy, so you need to consume more energy so you can keep it up. And so now you got your next 7 days. Again, ask for 7 days more. Then you can just compile this into one spreadsheet of meals. Pretty simple. Another thing I do like that ChatGPT said is to repeat or remix this, because regardless of what anybody tells you, being consistent and being boring produces results, consistent, measurable results. So you eat the same thing over and over, you're going to get the benefit and result from eating the same things. Variety is the spice of life, yes. But I like to say consistency is the flavor of success. So remixing these same meals, keeping it plain, keeping it sweet, short, and simple is really going to get you the nutritional results that you want and the physical results that you want. But that's where most people have the most problems, right? It's really challenging sometimes to stick with these boring meals. People don't even like meal prep because it all looks the same. It's like, I don't want that. We ain't got time for that. We want the result. We want to get in better shape. We want to look good. We want to feel good. And this is what it takes. So don't be scared. Don't be turned off by the idea of eating the same meals over and over again. Let's go on to the next series of prompts. All right, so The next series of prompts from here on is all about maintaining and staying on your A game, right? And this is like, now you got the fitness plan, now you got the meals, you're good to go. You can just take that and do your thing. But you have to hold yourself accountable, right? You don't have a personal trainer. We just talked about carving a personal trainer, right? You may not have pulled in an accountability partner while you're doing this. So you're going to need some things to help keep you on track. And I figured out some prompts for that too, to help you along with the fitness and nutrition plan that you just gave yourself. So now we're going to ask ChatGPT, what are the best ways to track my fitness progress over the next 30 days? Include both subjective and objective methods. I found this to be really helpful, because me working with a client or any personal trainer working with you, objectively, you want to see progress. You want to see that you're losing weight, that you're shaving inches, that you can get up more reps. But subjectively, it's all up to you. You have to know, how do you feel? How was your energy today? How was it compared to yesterday or last week? How did you feel being able to get into that suit you haven't been able to get into over, since last year, right? It's only been 2 weeks and now you can get into that suit. So you weren't really as overweight as you thought you were, but it feels really good to be back where you are, and you could probably do even better. That's a subjective feeling. And so we want to be able to identify those subjective and objective feelings and results. And so that's why I included that in these prompts. So ChatGPT just gave us the feedback. I love all these things. It really allows you to be your own personal trainer. So the objective methods that ChatGPT decides to track for us, or decides that you should track for yourself: weight measurement. What did I say? You want to be able to see that you can, your weight measurement. Body measurements. You want to see if you're losing, the love handles, right? Hips, chest, arms, thighs, all those types of things. I have some even more details about this, but I'll explain that in another episode. Oh, progress photos, before and after shots. Look, you got to live in your body. It's the only one you get. So you should take care of it, and you should have pride in your body, and have even more pride in being able to improve. So don't be ashamed to do it before and after. These photos is, visually in 30 days you can see, a good difference, a good change. Subjectively is exactly what I talked about. Energy levels, mood, and mental well-being. Only you know these things. You know how you feel after having a day full of junk food versus a day or two of healthier eating, right? You know what your energy levels are like after you eat certain meals that don't include caffeine, right? So how you feel after those meals, you'll know your sleep quality. If you're eating better, you'll notice that you may get deeper sleep. You may feel more well rested when you wake up. You may not have to get up and use the bathroom. You may not be, bloated or uncomfortable when you sleep. Like, a lot of different things happen when you're sleeping, because a lot of people eat late or eat things that have adverse effects to their body when they're trying to digest and rest. Now, effective tips for tracking is a good thing to put in here. Be consistent in tracking your measurements for whatever you're measuring. Use a journal or app. When you go, if you have a gym membership, or you ever had a gym membership and you go to the gym, you will definitely see some gym bros in there with little journals and notepads writing down reps and sets. Or you might see people on their phone. You always think that they're distracted because they're on their phone, but what it really is, they log in what they just did. You'll always see a personal trainer with a clipboard or some type, so they can track what they have. But they have apps and all those things for it now, so you can really just track it on apps. I use apps. I put it down in my tracking apps and all that good stuff. But if you don't, you got notes on your phone. No matter what device you have, you got some kind of note-taking system in there, and you can track it. Be realistic. Give yourself grace. Be kind to yourself. You are not a superhero yet, but you got this, and you're gonna get there. And then at some point, you're only going to be tracking the heroic deeds you can do as a new superhero that you are, right? And then listen to your body. How you feeling? Are you tired? Are you uncomfortable? Are your muscles sore? As you go hard the last 3 days, do you need to be off this 4th day? Or do you just need to turn it down a little bit? Or do you need to turn down the intensity throughout your workout so that you're not so sore? So listen to your body. Definitely listen to your body if you're hurt or injured, right? This is, I'm talking to mostly guys here. Like, don't try to turn up and max out as soon as you start working out. Don't try to go run 5 miles and you ain't ran a mile in a year or two. Don't try to go bench press the most weight ever, especially if you don't have somebody to spot you, right? So you want to listen to your body and give your body the time to develop, to grow, and to become and adjust to this new level of fitness that you're pursuing. Now, this next prompt stems directly from questions that I would get as a coach, as a health coach, right, and doing some level of personal training and nutritional planning. How should I adjust my fitness and nutrition plan if I'm not seeing the expected results after the first 2 weeks? Now, I think 2 weeks is a very short window. Now, granted, if you have a lot of room for progress, basically if you're in a really bad health situation, right, you're really overweight, or you have some other measurable like really high blood pressure, you can track these things and see tremendous positive results in 2 weeks, right? But typically, it's going to take 30 days or more, roughly 90 days to really get like peak results. But in 2 weeks, if you're not seeing any changes, if you're not seeing, you're taking some before and after photos, or basically you just standing on the scale and you see nothing changing, how do you adjust your fitness plan and your nutrition plan? So the client will ask me, well, I'm not really losing weight. And I'm like, well, are you tracking how much you eat? And they'll be like, well, I mean, I'm eating what you say, but they're not really tracking it, which means they're not tracking their portion size, or they're not really tracking the time that they eat. So now they're eating too late, and then when you eat late, you don't digest your food properly, and so you don't burn off the calories, and now you're not going to lose as much weight because you're not getting the right amount of sleep and you're sleeping too late. So all of these things factor in, and that will prevent you from seeing some really good results. So I put this question in because you're going to want to see some results. You may not see the results you want just yet. So let's see what ChatGPT tells us. I just love to see the whole text just roll off on the screen like this, right? I just found it so cool. It's like mind blowing how fast it can respond. All right, so boom. From the top, reevaluate your goals. Are your goals realistic? Assess your nutrition, your calorie intake. Again, another thing you want to do is evaluate your exercise routine, evaluate the intensity, evaluate the variety, evaluate the consistency, and the rest and recovery. All right, so now that we know how to monitor our progress, we may need some additional support, right, through supplemental activities, which is basically modifying your lifestyle to support your goals. And then also where we need the most support, which is when challenges arise. So I thought about that because I'm thinking in terms of how can I help my clients? What's the challenges that they're going to have? What can they do to overcome them? So let's start with the additional activities. Let's see what ChatGPT said. All right, so ChatGPT laid out 15 different things that we can do for additional habits. Some of this stuff is repetitive, so I'm only going to read some of the newer inputs that it gave us, like staying active throughout the day. So take short walks. We sit often at our jobs, like how I'm sitting here at this desk, I'm recording this podcast. It may take me 2 hours, right? And then another 2 to 3 hours to edit. That's 5 hours sitting. And that could be all in one day if I'm not planning well, right? I'm planning on my day now. I got to sit at the desk all day. And you start to feel it, right? Stay active during the day. When you're going out some places, take a walk for lunch if you got time or if you got breaks. Get up and move around, or maybe even, park further away from your office building if you're still going into the office. Mindful eating, definitely something I like to talk about from a holistic standpoint, because holistically speaking, you got to be mindful of all of these things, right? You want to be mindful of how your body is moving, how your body is reacting. So you want to be mindful of what you're putting in your body. You want to take your time, eat slower. That helps you digest your food better, right? They talk about staying hydrated. We talked about that. Healthy snacks, we talked about that. Incorporate HIIT workouts. This with ChatGPT, think they me. I am a fan of HIIT workouts. Big time. You can go on YouTube, Google HIIT workouts. Shout out to people like Bully Juice and Ashton Hall, I believe is his name. But they have really good HIIT workouts on their channel. This is a bunch of people. You can just look that up, right? Prioritize your sleep. That's the only way you're going to rest, recover, and really repair and rebuild the way you want. Stress management. Come on, dogs. That's what I talk about all the time. We get stressed out, guys. We get stressed out. People don't really understand what it's like. They be like, oh, you got a cushy desk job. But we be stressed behind this desk. We got email after email, call after call, meeting after meeting, priority after priority. Like, the word is priority. Only one thing can be the priority. However, we got 3, 4, 5 priorities or projects and things that's going on. So you get stressed. You want to have some stress management, some stress reducing activities, some mindfulness practices, as I like to say, in your life. Some routines, some systems, some things you can always fall back on to get back balanced and get back clear. So some breathing exercises, meditation, some yoga, stretching, even a moving meditation, right? Just going for a walk outside where you can just really clear your mind. Meal prep is really great to have your meals prepped in advance. You can hire somebody to do it. If you have more time, you can pay somebody to do it. Or you can just invest in one of the meal prep food services where you can order online. I eat plant-based. I like Purple Carrot, Trifecta, Factor. There are a whole lot of them out there. None of them are planning on endorsing me right now, so I ain't about to plug a whole bunch of them, but I do like them. So let's move on to the next prompt. Now this one is you thinking ahead of the curve. This is how people who succeed at high levels succeed, because they see things from a holistic point of view. They see what can happen if this decision is made. They think about secondary outcomes. And one of those things is, what are some of the challenges that most people face when they start a new fitness or nutrition journey? You just know you want to make those changes. You're not thinking about what's going to happen because you think it's as easy as the first part of this prompt exercise where we just got a fitness plan and a nutrition plan and then boom, we good to go. No, stuff going to happen. You're going to get invited to a happy hour. You're going to get invited to dinner parties. You're going to get distracted by whatever you get distracted by. You may get stressed and then start stress eating, right? You may get sick and then fall off because you can't really eat the same things to heal your body from being sick versus the food you would eat to gain muscle. So what are some of the most common challenges? That is the prompt. Let's see what ChatGPT gives us. Some of the challenges that most people face: you lack motivation. Like I said, everybody's not as intrinsically or internally motivated. So the solution, it gives you a solution. Set clear, achievable goals. Everybody's heard of SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, and trackable, or some variation of the sort. Inconsistent routine. You get in the flow 2-3 days. Next 3 days, you're not on your A game. Then the next 2 days, then 1 day, and then you in and out. Inconsistent routine. The solution: establish a consistent workout schedule. This is where planning comes ahead. This is why hiring somebody is helpful, because they can take your schedule, fill in the blanks, give it back to you, and all you gotta do is follow it. Reduce the amount of decisions you have to make. It will help you get into the flow to execute. Limited time. That's the big deal for a lot of that's the big thing for a lot of guys, right? We don't have a whole lot of time. Working out for an hour a day just don't make sense for a lot of people. You don't have to, because if you do a HIIT workout, you could get it in 20, 25, 30 minutes. Work up a good sweat, burn 100 to 200 calories. And then the good thing is you could possibly do that multiple times a day. Now you're really killing shit. Nutritional challenges. This does pop up because your body adjusts different. You may need more hydration. You may need more vitamin A, more vitamin D. Some of these things you can only figure out if you go and you get blood tests. Some of these things you may need a nutritionist to give you additional support, because they can look at your diet and see, oh, you're not getting enough green leafy vegetables because you need more vitamin K, so on and so forth. Lack of accountability, big time. Nobody wants to be a liar. So most people don't want to be liars. You don't want to be a liar to yourself or to somebody else. So having an accountability partner, you tell them what you're going to do. They check back in. Are you on track? What's going on? That's the solution. So share your goals with your accountability partner. Hit boredom. This is where you got to have that mental discipline, because I ain't really trying to hear that. It's boring because you're doing the same workout. So what? Are you getting the result that you want? If you're getting the result, keep doing what worked. That's what the problem is with most things, not just working out. We do something that works, and then we want to go do something new. I deal with it myself. So I might be talking to myself with this tone. If it's boring, okay, try some different activities, try some different classes, that's cool. But if you're not getting results yet, stick to the script to really give it time and see if it works. And if it worked, if it ain't broke, don't fix it until you need to get new results. Social pressure and temptation. So communicate your goals to the people who are closest to you, who you spend the most time with. Let them know that you're on this health journey, because they will participate in trying to help you, not distract you, and they can be supportive and maybe even join you and take off the pressure. Because when you're dealing with certain people, they ain't going to care, and they just going to have you into the regular degular that they doing. And now you're not really hitting your goals, and they damn sure not hitting no goals because they distracting you from hitting yours. Okay, and for this last prompt is key, because this last prompt is what it's really all about, which is building and creating a healthier lifestyle, because it's all about lifestyle design. Like, I think about things in terms of lifestyle design or lifestyle engineering, right? Or architecting my life. You really got to think about it, because that's the holistic view. And this is holistically speaking. So that's the way we're looking at it, right? So your life is not just today or the next 30 days. It's going to be 30 days after that, and then next year, and 5 years, and 10 years from now, hopefully. So you want to set yourself up to maximize that amount of time. So you want to think about long-term health. So you want to project forward. How can you build on this, right? How can you continue to maintain healthy habits and integrate it into your life? So we're going to ask ChatGPT to give us an answer that kind of solves two things. Normally you just give ChatGPT one prompt and it gives you back one answer. But we're going to give it a kind of combination of a question. And that question is, how can I continue to build on my progress, right? Because we want to continue to improve and integrate those habits formed during my 30-day challenge, which is what we just put together, into my daily routine for sustained health and fitness. Because we want to sustain this health, right? We want to get better. We want to sustain it and then get better. And then sustain getting better. How about that? Let's check it out. Let's see what ChatGPT got for us. All right, so ChatGPT, first to congratulate us. I think that's hilarious. Congratulations on completing your 30-day challenge. To build on the progress, though, it gave us 17 things we can do. First thing, reflect on your achievements. That's big, man. If you got to track your success, right? And once you achieve your goal, look back. And I read a book from Dr. Hardy and from Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan called The Gap in the Gain. So the reason why a lot of people feel anxious is because they project a future desire or bring a future desire into the present moment. So anxiety comes from wasting present energy on a future undesirable outcome. Okay, and depression comes from, So a lot of times anxiety comes from wasting present energy on future undesired outcomes. That's what the gap is, or that's what the gain would look like. So I read a book a few years ago from Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan. Dan Sullivan is the founder of Strategic Coach. Benjamin Hardy is somebody I've been following for years, since Medium and then YouTube, and he was putting out books, and I got all of them. So I really like his stuff in human organizational psychology. Anyway, reflecting on your achievements goes back to their book, The Gap in the Gain, because the main thing, what they say, is to compare yourself backwards to where you came from, not to where you want to go. Because where you want to go, that's always going to change. That goalpost is always going to move. So if you want to really feel better about where you are now, look back to where you came from, and it will help you develop more appreciation and more gratitude, right, for who you are, how you are, and how far you've come. That's what reflecting on your achievements is going to get you, right? Now, to sustain these healthy things, and to make more progress, set new goals, right? Accept new challenges, right? And make things, and make it all happen for you. And focus on gradual progression. Integrate routines as needed. So if you need to change your breakfast, let's say, because your work schedule changes, so you have to change when you go to the gym, right? Make the adjustments, and then integrate them as needed. Diversifying your workouts, that really kind of goes back to setting new goals and accepting new challenges. We talked about mindful eating. We talked about meal prep, hydration, regular assessments. Now, that's real. Continue to go to the doctor, get checkups, right? Take photos, take notes on your strength, take notes on what things were challenging. Like, track all the things, man. Don't let people make you feel weird or inadequate because you keep track of all the things you got going on in your life. I used to feel a way about that and never really shared it with other people, but I used to track a lot of stuff, and some things I feel like I should track even more. But track some of the things and just write down your feelings. Like, guys don't get enough support or have enough outlets to express themselves fully, so in other social settings. So we might not have a lot of guys we can talk to about it. So you got to just write these things down, unless you got a good accountability partner, a mentor, somebody you can just talk to, a good friend, about what you got going on. And then you can talk to them about where you are, where you're trying to get to, and have somebody to express these things with. That's an add-on to this regular assessments, but assessing yourself and expressing yourself is big. Staying educated on nutrition, fitness, overall well-being. This will help you maintain and sustain a healthy lifestyle. Social support. At this point, if you're serious about getting healthy, getting fit, getting better, just overall improvement, and that holistic connection between your mind, your body, and your business, you're going to start to shake off the BS. Some people ain't going to be in your social circles no more. That's real. Your social circle will and should start to change, because you got to be around people who are going to support you and be aligned with the direction you're going in. And some people just going to be dead weight. Like I love Benny the Butcher, and I love that his new album, whenever it comes out, is going to be called Everybody Can't Go. Because that's just real, man. Everybody can't go. So, social support, get around people who support and are aligned with your future version of yourself, how you see yourself in the future. Incorporate recovery days. I like to say incorporate some holistic modalities of recovery too. So we talking hot therapy, sauna, we talking cold therapy, ice plunge, cryotherapy. I really support those things. Cold showers, massage therapy, acupuncture if needed. So all of those good things. And there are a few more here. A few more things they have here. Address setbacks positively. You do have to change your mindset around making improvements, because you're going to have a vision for where you want to go, and you might not always hit that vision. And so now you're going to be feeling like, damn, I came up short. But you got to keep a positive mindset, because it's natural to fall off sometimes. It's natural to fall short. So you got to just accept that challenge, accept that setback, and then look at it as just an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to adjust. Dwelling on a mistake is not going to help you get forward. You wasting energy. Focus on how you can just improve, right? That's how you address a setback positively. Talked about rewarding yourself, professional guidance, and maintaining a positive mindset. I love that ChatGPT. This is a great place to end round out all of these prompts on how to continue to go forward. Cultivate a positive mindset towards health and fitness. Some people think that being healthy and being fit is extra, like that's an extra thing on top of life. No, being unhealthy is a regression in life. You got to think about it. Humans did not evolve to sit for long periods of time. Okay, we evolved to stand, walk, run, squat, and lay. Right? We've done that far more in our evolutionary timeline than we have now, sitting at desk and working from home and all that type of jazz. So we were far more active. Our ancestors were far more active. We had more physical jobs. And you got to think, in the agricultural age, even in the industrial age, humans moved more, especially men, because men took on way more labor jobs. Now we're using our brain. Our brain is doing all the heavy lifting. And that's cool. That's why we got to go work out. And so now that it's becoming far more normal for people to sit for longer periods of time, we think that sitting and chilling and Netflixing is normal, and that everything on top of that is extra. No. You got to switch it. You got to switch your mindset. You got to make that shift to a more positive, you got to be inclusive of what health and wellness and fitness looks like in your life, and accept it as a part of your whole life. It is not extra. It is necessary. It is not optional. So yeah, embrace the journey, like it says here, as a lifestyle change rather than a short-term challenge. So holistically speaking, you want to be changing your mind around health and fitness. You want to be changing your body using, fitness and nutrition. And you want to be changing your business, because now you got the better business body to go and perform. So there you have it, my fitness and nutrition prompt guide for ChatGPT to help you get in the best shape of your life. If you want a copy of these prompts, the link will be in the description. You can download it for free, plug it right into ChatGPT, and get on your path to improve your health, improve your wellness, and holistically speaking, improve your brain, your body, and your business. Like, share, and comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of Holistically Speaking. I'm out.